Explícalo en español y ¿qué te parece si para los momentos que no van a ir a YouTube podemos hablar en español? ¿Qué opinas?
Creo que estaría un poquito alternado, pero para los que están en casa les comento. Nosotros estamos actualmente comentando en inglés porque estamos realizando este evento en conjunto de VGBootCamp, así que la mayoría de los bots van a terminar también en su canal para crear tanto contenido de Smash VGBootCamp como Smash Factor. Así que once
Yes.
this set has already begun, we are actually witnessing what seems to be like a troll phase between each other. I'm not entirely sure if they went just random. And that's gonna be a random Ditos, okay? That's gonna be a random Ditos, and they just went for it. They're gonna have fun at this point. It doesn't matter how far they get into a bracket, they respect each other that much, so they can just pull on the random Ditos at this point, right?
Yeah, I think that something that we have to remember is that these two players know each other very well. They're pretty good friends. They are part of the same team, of the Smashbox team, the team that brought you Reta 2022. So yeah, I mean, like you said it, they're just here to have some fun. That's why they are with the random Ditos. But I would say that maybe Nair with the better end of the gamble with the Pichu.
I think so. I mean, of course he's got a better gamble of this pick, but you gotta take in count that it doesn't matter whether or not he's got the better character. It's as long as you can actually play that up well. And one thing for sure that we have already known for ages is that Cloud is probably the best player in this whole country when it comes down to random. It's basically a random main at this point. He can play any character well. It doesn't matter what kind of luck he gets.
Yeah, exactly.
He just won already.
He's a roster main, and well, we can see part of his power at display right here with the Isabel taking it over Nair. I mean, Nair, he's also a player that's pretty well known for having multiple characters. So I think that he feels pretty comfortable. Maybe not at the same level as Cloudy, but well, looks like we're gonna have
Oh god.
the Richter versus the Beyblades.
And one thing that we gotta take in count is the fact that Nair actually has had a lot of living time with the Beyblades. He's already taken them before. Once they were announced, he actually stated that he was gonna be a Beyblades main. Sadly, he dropped that thought as soon as they got into the game, but he's had that chance to play them. He's had a chance to laugh them, and of course, that's gonna be displayed within this match if Cloudy actually lets him.
Yeah, and also, I mean, Cloudy, he has also a lot of hands-on experience when it comes to using the Beyblades. A pretty good mid-rank Pyra player himself, so he's gotta know this matchup pretty well. Maybe not as a Richter, but you know, using the character sure gives you a leg up.
And the chat is actually stating at this point that at one point at the beginning of the game, Cloudy actually pulled off the Richter. It was his first main when Ultimate came out, and as much as I want to say that could possibly lead him into an early lead against Nair, I think that we gotta state the facts. At the end of the day, the better player, the better character, well, actually the better character are the Beyblades against a Richter, of course.
Yeah, and I know that you were about to say that at the end of the day, the better player wins, but here we have two players that are pretty much neck and neck when it comes to player level, but Nair with the stronger character. Obviously, the Beyblades have been wrecking havoc ever since they dropped out. But I mean, this Richter from Cloudy, it's looking pretty good. We have a pretty even game in our hands.
Yeah, it's actually quite solid. The thing is that they both fail at a single weakness that they both have, which is recovery. And I mean, that's a trait that's favorable to Cloudy, but of course that's something that Nair actually has to shake his head off, because he had all the lead. He didn't even have the orange numbers. He was just quite early in that stock, and he just lost it by a single mistake. This is things or fights have turned into a much stable set, and that's not favorable to Nair at all, that he actually went on first.
Yeah, exactly. But now let's see if he can actually squeeze this last stock out of Cloudy. Cloudy in a pretty tricky situation right now. He's off stage. We switch to Pyra. Now what is Nair going to do? Gets the hit. Cloudy's off stage. This could be pretty good for Nair, but Cloudy makes it back on stage. Oh, and here comes the money, here comes the pain, and Nair, no, it's not going to be enough. The DI Gods are smiling upon Cloudy, but just like that, well, what will happen next? Yeah, they're having fun. I think that, isn't it, by, at the end of the day, the most important thing about
playing the Smash Bros.
Yeah, it's the friends we make along the way and have fun. Am I right or am I right?
Do you read One Piece?
No.
That's a great question.
You know, I don't have a lot of time to read or watch 900 episodes.
It's actually about 1,000 right now.
I don't have the time to read or watch 1,000 episodes of One Piece, so yeah, I clearly don't read One Piece. Watch.
I mean, that's a shame, but I was actually asking that because I thought that was gonna be like a low-key pun to the whole thing, like the whole plot about One Piece. Like, as you may or may not know, One Piece is all about getting all the way to the last island and gather the treasure that the pirate king once left. So there's this ongoing joke that the One Piece is all the friends that we made on the way. That's exactly what you were pointing out, and I thought that it was that. So you may be right. It's actually about the friends that you make on the way. It's actually about the connection that you make on the way. Because as a matter of fact, Cloudy was once it was Nair's teacher. Basically, Nair had such a great I don't know how to say, admiration for Cloudy. He learned a lot from him, and eventually Nair came to surpass him. But of course, Cloudy, as a master that he once was, he has already made a comeback and a name for himself, and he's already doing it once again, pulling off that Sonic against this Mewtwo.
Yeah, exactly. We have a pretty anime moment right here in our hands, and a pretty even game as well. 62% against 70% of the side of Nair's Mewtwo. But now Cloudy's off stage. Nair takes his time to charge the Hour Sphere. No, what was it? The Mewtwo's projectile. Yeah, the Shadow Ball. Yeah. Ooh, and just like that, with a down smash, it's gonna be bye-bye for Cloudy. Nair taking the first stock against Cloudy, but let's see if he can squeeze a little bit more juice out of this first stock. 39% of the side of Cloudy. Cloudy's having a lot of trouble making it back on stage. Good down air on the side of Nair, putting Cloudy. Oh, but now Cloudy. Okay, he's just charging the Sonic like a Wi-Fi Sonic, but the back air, now Nair is off stage.
And this is a ledge trap situation. Cloudy just went for the read with the up smash, but sadly got there nothing. That's a forward throw that leads Cloudy all the way to the platform, and sadly Nair cannot get anything off it. This is once again a ledge trap situation. Nair successfully lands a blow on Cloudy, and once again putting pressure with the Shadow Ball, just trying to make Cloudy to jump every single time that he starts to charge the spin dash. Cloudy is not being left up for that.
Oh.
He actually can make it back. He does.
Okay, I thought that was it for Cloudy's second stock, but he manages to make it back, and now he's pummeling Nair, goes for the throw. Ooh, I really like that option on the side of Cloudy, just waiting to see what Nair is going to do as a get-up option, but Nair, he's always ready with that side B from Mewtwo. But 71%, when you're playing a character as light as Mewtwo, you know, you gotta start sweating, my friend.
It's a 108 against 11. Cloudy's a little bit sweaty on the palms at this point, but of course it all depends on how Nair is gonna land the finishing blow on this stock that he's actually got the lead on. That's a percentage, that's 31. Just back a neutral, resetting once again. It's just a backdash, trying to follow up anything, and every single time that I see Nair goes for any kind of dash attack, he just whiffs it. He just leaves him open, and that's exactly what Cloudy took chance in order to make that stock last.
Now Cloudy could actually make the comeback. It's not that difficult for him, 64% against 20%, but slowly but surely the percentage is racking up for Cloudy. Now we're back on the neutral, trying to get something going, but he only gets a couple of hits with the Nair from Sonic. Forward throw for Nair, a Shadow Ball. Okay, a lot of attacks are being thrown out, but very little, but not a lot of them are actually hitting their target. Now, Cloudy, how are you gonna make it back on stage? Fair for Sonic. Oh, ooh, but
That's
yep,
gonna be
the
it.
up throw was enough.
Yeah, that's all she wrote. That's gonna be the last up throw for Nair to take on the third game. And as you may have already noticed, this is a winner semi. So at this point, it doesn't matter who takes the third game. It all comes down to who takes the fourth and the fifth. And of course, Nair, who has currently an advantage against Cloudy, is just one game away of reaching whoever goes against him on
On the
winners
tournament.
finals.
And now we're gonna have Banjo versus Daisy. We the current score it's 2 for Nair, 1 for Cloudy.
Yeah.
We have Nair with the Banjo and Cloudy with the Daisy. I think this is going to be a pretty interesting matchup.
That's actually what's most interesting about this is not the fact that it's a Banjo against Peach. It's just see Cloudy with a Peach. It's a character that has a lot of technicalities. As you may already know, you may already notice, there aren't that many Peach players in the world, and the ones that there were once before, they were basically gods of technicalities of what this character has to pull on. So in case that you don't know how to float cancel, you're probably gonna have a lot of trouble or issues trying to land anything with this character. That's exactly what the prowess of Cloudy has to come in hand, because he's having a lot of trouble and he's on the virgin lasting stock. That's gonna be the first stock for Nair side.
And I'm about to commit a cardinal sin, but I think that the way Nair has been playing Banjo is actually kind of interesting. I mean, a lot of people really don't like watching or playing against Banjo because most of the Banjos, they like to play
They have a specific set of gameplay, and
Yeah.
Nair, being outside of that margin of gameplay, he's bringing something new to the Banjo. I understand what you're referring, and I actually agree with you 100%. If we're gonna die on the hill, we're gonna die together. This Banjo
Yeah.
is actually quite sick.
Yeah, exactly, because we're so used to watching the campy Banjos. I mean, it's not a bad thing to play a campy Banjo. After all, his toolkit was pretty much designed to be played on a pretty campy way. But like you said it, Nair, he's not a Banjo main, so he's actually going for a pretty offensive, pretty on-your-face type of Banjo.
Approach. Yeah, he's just going for an offensive approach. He's not going for the campy playstyle approach. He's utilizing every single instrument that Banjo has to offer in such a weird way that it's actually interesting. Brings something different to the table. So of course, I am totally 100 with you on this hill. Though we gotta take into account the fact that he's already at 172, it's gonna be the landing blow, not gonna be enough with that dash attack. Cloudy is struggling to get this kill off Nair, and this is something that he's gotta take repent on. Because as you may have already noticed, it's a lead of 123 that Nair has on Cloudy, and this is the last possible game that Cloudy has to win in order to go to game 5.
Yeah, now Nair, after losing that first stock, he has access to the Golden Wing. Once again, one of Banjo's best killing options, but Cloudy has been doing a pretty good job of avoiding those Golden Wings. He's now down to 2, but the up smash is going to keep Nair's Cloudy's second stock. And now Cloudy's facing the loser's bracket right in the eye. What is Nair going to do? Is he going to be able to close this out, or is he going to drown?
Exactly, it's at 121%. Cloudy is actually making a comeback. He's taking a lot of damage against Nair. His Banjo. He's just one kill setup away. That's gonna be a 4 kill. Yes, I actually thought that was gonna be enough kill. I think they changed it at some point between melee and brawl. In any case, it's at 130 against 41. Cloudy's just trying to fish for those orders and he lands nothing, but his item game is actually quite on point. Every single time that a grenade or nade is thrown against him, he just catches it.
Oh, and now we have a pretty even game in our hands. Cloudy, he's such an experienced player that he never loses his cool. He knows that he's always... the possibility of making a comeback, it's always there. I think that is why he always plays so calm. But 80% of the side of Cloudy against 37%. Anything could happen. And now, what is Cloudy going to do? Going for the dash attack. The down throw. Oh, misses the Nair. Just going for the side B, but on the platform, and another side B.
And another one.
Ooh,
That's gonna be
now.
3 in a row. That's a 4th in a row, and
Ooh,
never
okay.
plant any of them. But it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Those side Bs were not used whatsoever for their purpose. But at the end of the day, it actually worked him out to be able to reposition himself to bait Cloudy into this
Mhm.
certainty that he was able to punish those whiffed side Bs, and it just gave Nairs that last up smash. So that's gonna be a 3-1 on Nair's side, and he's gonna go to winners finals against Cloudy.
Yeah, who needs a Wonder Wing when you have an up smash? Uh, I'm actually pretty surprised, pretty impressed by Nair's Banjo. I think that was probably my favorite part of the last set, just watching Nair's Banjo. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff on the side of Nair. But well, what do we have here? I think we're going to have, I believe it was Chag
Against Twain.
versus. Okay. And I don't remember who it was, but someone. I saw a tweet earlier about someone saying that